Alrighty, I am live. Good. So at this point of the build, I have my sides on here. I'm getting better at putting these down so it doesn't show as much as it does on this side. And I think when I cut this, I kind of made a little error. And I started using white tape on the inside as I'm taping things down. I also used a bit of a weight, like food or something, to weigh something down if I want it to dry flat. Kind of like what I was doing when I made the sole. Now, you might be asking what these are. So I'm figuring out the templates. So if you ever took sewing in middle school, like in home ec, if they still offer that, you have to make stuff like this and stuffed animal or whatever. And so you have to figure out what the templates of these are. And so you can figure that out by tracing. And so we did that for this part here. There's just two of those. And for this part, I was thinking of just dissecting this in half and going around. I didn't want to. It was probably going to be easier for me. But I was able to get the entire shape as I traced it here. So it's kind of tricky because you have to hold your hand and bend, get it, and make sure you're right on those lines. And you can use this crease as a groove and you can run the line through it. You can do this with pencil too. It's just a little trickier because it will go through the, it's just a little more forgiving with this, except it's a thicker line, so it's kind of hard to commit to the middle, the left, or the right. Now, I was going to cut this out first and attach it, but then I was like, I can't really attach this there yet. So maybe I'll do this first and then attach this second. So this is this little piece that's right here, and then it'll give me something to connect this piece to. So that's kind of my thinking. Or I put this down and then I put that on top of it, but I think I'm gonna do this one first. Now, as I trace this out, it's important that you line this up with this guy to see if they line up. And it looks like they do. Good enough, and I'm happy with that. So what I'm gonna do now is get my foam cooler. It's right here. And now the trick here is I'm gonna have to get another piece of tracing paper right here. And I'm gonna just rip this in half so I can salvage the other half. Did not work out the way I wanted it to. Pointless, but whatever. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna transfer this onto there, but before I transfer, I'm just going to make sure I have enough charcoal here to transfer. And again, this piece is this piece right here. It goes all the way around. See this little thing here? I might not put that in, so I just kind of made it. I can always put it on top. So I just went around it. And I'm gonna transfer. I will say the transferring onto the foam board is so easy because it's such a non-absorbent material. But you want to make sure you draw in pencil because if you erase it by accident with your hand, you're kind of screwed. So I made the transfer, and now I'm going to turn it this way. So before I do that, you know what? I can do that afterwards. Turn it this way. Make sure I'm in. And I'm doing this in real time. I never did this before. And there we go. And this is important. Don't forget to do this because the second your hand goes on top of this, you got to redo it. So I'm just going to, somewhere in the middle, draw a line all the way around, just basically tracing the same line. Okay, and that gives me a line to cut with this guy. But before you do that, you have to, and I'm kind of figuring this out as we go. So if this is that, right? This is the short side. This is that, so this goes on top of that. This means that this side here is gonna be the side that's going to connect. So basically I'm just going to draw a line around it, just like so. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I was thinking of adding a piece here, but I don't think I have to do that. Yeah, because I can do it on the other one. Great. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut. Get out of here. And this doesn't have to be pretty because that's going to be the tabs. This you have to follow as closely as you can. I have this open too much. Okay, here we go. All right, this is where I'm going to get really, be very careful. Just take my time, follow the line. Don't rush through it. Don't feel the pressure of the camera. Because if you notice, I only take one take for demonstrations. I do not like to redo things. And again, you know you're through when you can cut through the, oops, and you can feel the cutting mat. So I'm definitely through there. There you go. Awesome. Yeah, it's not the prettiest. See how bunched up there? Maybe this is getting dull. All right. Now, how do I do this? So basically the tabs, so this line here, I have to kind of make it again on the other side because that's where I'm going to cut. And I don't want to cut this line because this is the line that exists here. And I don't want to cut that yet. So all the cutting is going to go on this side, and the vertical lines are going to go on this side. So I'm going to take this out of my way. All right, so again, and since I have these guys, so this is, that's that. Oh, pretty simple. So I just take this guy, turn it up this way, follow the line, and I'm basically lining this up with this the best I can. Looks pretty good. I just gotta knock this off because it helps me to line it up. And actually, I'm gonna take it off this way. All right. Excellent. Good, good, good. So this should be the same exact line on the other side. So I'm just going to kind of go in the middle here. And if it's a little off, it's not the end of the world. Okay. So now what I do is I cut this. I make my tabs here. And then I make striations here, and then I can start to put it there. So let's see how that works out. And you're just thinking a couple steps ahead. And if you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world, just do it again. I would want to do it again. All right, this one I'm cutting, but I'm trying to be very careful not to cut through the paper on the other side because that is not what you want to do. All right, you just look, I did not do it, rock on. So every half an inch or so, I'm just gonna make tabs. Rip these off. And save these little guys. You might use them for something later in terms of fine details. You could use the paper. You could do a lot of different things. Oh no, that's okay. You can find a way to connect those. Not a big deal. All right. Get my handy dandy ruler here. Oh, this is going to be a pain in the butt. So I have to, oh, it's the side that I have to make lines on. What I'm going to do is just I don't know if I should make lines like this. Because it has to bend. Or straight lines. I'll start out with straight, and if I have to add curves to it, I can always add curves to it. It's not a big deal. All right, so I'll just do straight lines first. And I'm marking every 1/4 inch. Seems to be a good distance. And notice I couldn't do out here because I'm gonna wait. Actually, if you just, no, I'm just gonna wait till I put my lines in, then I'll just put the rest in. I'll show you what I'm talking about. T-square, T-square. And this is what I mean. Once I put that line in, then I can grab my ruler and then line it up with the line that exists there, which is right here, and then just make more. And keep working away that way. It's tedious, but gets the job done. Now, the one thing I would think is if you did all this work and then you realize you did it on the wrong side, it's a learning lesson because you'll pay more attention to that next time. But sometimes it's just a mental error and you hate yourself for it. And I'm hoping I didn't do that. All right. When I rip this tape off, I'm being very gentle. I don't want to rip off my tabs. Okay. So you get kind of a bend already. And now I have to really understand what's happening here. How does this fold in? Basically what's going to happen is it's going to do one of these things. So you can kind of see it starting to work already. And it fits, which I'm happy with. It's a little, doesn't fit perfectly on this side. And because of that, I can always go in and carve out extra stuff here, just so it fits better. But as of now, I mean, I might not have to, I can take a little out of the center here. Turn down. I can take a little out of the center here. And just see if that helps it bend a little bit more. When you take it out, just take a little out. Don't take a lot. Just kind of. That's a little better. It just kind of gives me a little more freedom. It actually follows it pretty well. I think I might even take a little bit out along here, just so I get a little bit more of a bend, because it helped out. It just gave me a little bit more, made it more malleable. And I think I might go that route. It's great when you get the piece that works, you're like, yes, this works, I can use it. And the only thing that I did not consider is it's gonna have these little striations in the front, like that. It's gonna look like that, which isn't terrible. It's just, you know, things you learn as you go. I'm just taking little slivers out, just so when you bend it, it can get more of a bend. Jesus, get on there. It's not easy from this end, I don't know why. My head in here? No. I'm self-conscious of my bald spot when I'm making videos, and if I lean forward too much, my bald spot becomes the center of attention. Okay. So now I kind of got this to bend a little bit more, and I think it's just going to be a little bit easier for me if I need to work it to kind of fit the contour. To fit the contours of this, because if you remember when we made the sole of the shoe, it's not going to fit this perfectly because we were eyeing this and we were hoping to get the same curve and trying to match it as best as we could. So the nice thing about these tabs, it gives you a little bit wiggle room, because if it goes up too much or down too much, they will cover some of the area that you're trying to get. So the next move I would make now is I'd start to glue this down, because this fits pretty good. I love that. And then if I take this side here, yeah, I mean, I'm looking solid. So rock on. So what I'm gonna do is I'll put this on, I'll cut, hold on a second. I'll make this piece, and then I'll make a tab here. Actually, I'll make a tab here, all the way around. So it can connect to the sole. I'll make a tab. I do have tabs here to connect this to this, but I'm also gonna make tabs here just to be safe, just in case these fall off, because it looks like these fell off. And I don't know how the heck I'm gonna do the center. But I can probably make tabs on that. So I think I'll just keep that clean. So, you know, think it out, figure it out as you go and make a shoe. All right, see you later. I just want to show one small trick. This is a quick video. I'm gonna start to glue this down here now. And I kind of lined it up to where I wanted it. But if I were to grab my glue and glue it down, it might shift on me or move. So how do you make sure you can get exactly where you want it? What I did is just got my pencil. You could tape it down, but what I did is got my pencil and I marked exactly where I wanted it. I held it and I got my pencil, and then I marked this, and then I marked this. So I marked them both. So if you look closely, you can see that's marked and that's marked. So I just lined up that mark up, and then the rest of it should follow suit. Okay.